Hey guys, welcome back. Why don't you slip into something a little more comfortable and let's go over this dueling series. So I've joined a new guild, so hopefully we'll have some more war content soon, and that will be really good. And hopefully I can improve upon my last escapades in the wars. I was going to be doing one tonight, but I've ended up getting sick, so I think I'm going to pull myself out of it because I'd rather go to the first war feeling a bit better. Hence why the video wasn't up yesterday as well. But other than that, this week's been pretty good. I've been, sick for a few days, so I didn't actually get a lot of duels done this week. I did in the first few days, so I'm kind of going to cover them. But I think in this video, I just want to go over all those duels because I managed to defeat all the big whales, right? So all the people I've been finding hard to beat, I've actually beaten. Not to say that I was beating them more than they were beating me. I definitely wasn't. But at least now, like, those wins are coming a little easier. And so that's kind of what I want to cover in this video, is just that those people that I've been historically struggling to beat are getting a little bit easier to fight, even though they still are beating me more than I'm beating them. In terms of for those who are new to this channel, I've been focusing on dueling, and I've been kind of recording my wins and losses on video and kind of going over tactics, and kind of as I pick things up, I share them. And I've done that under the idea that as I get better at dueling, my position in the OPR will also improve. That seems to definitely be coming true. So you can see, before I started dueling, my average position was around 13th. And I was doing about 240k damage, and I wasn't getting that many kills either, like 3 kills. In the first and second week, I jumped up quite high positions, but that's because my teammate was healing. I told him to turn off the group heals and just heal everybody, but I was still kind of indirectly getting those heals, I think. And so that was kind of the jump in the positions. But this last week, I told him, he switched and he went to bow, so he's not healing anymore, because I just wanted to, and I also, because I wanted to do that because I didn't want to bias the results. So when you look at that third week, I'm not getting any heals from that. So basically, I've managed to jump up from, getting an average of a 13th position to 6th with no heals. So I'm pretty damn happy with that, and the damage is pretty much doubled. So yeah, I definitely feel like the focus on dueling has really, really helped with my OPR. So now I want to see how I'm doing in wars. So my first duel was with error code, and I definitely lost most of the fights. I think it's just a little bit because I'm not used to fighting light armor, but also just because, man, I was acting like a real noob, getting caught out by stuns. And so, and again, it's just because I'm trying to rush my attacks and get my main skills off too quickly and not taking the time to kind of land the shots. So this is a really good example of how he was really beating me easily early on. And this is a good example of that. But then I started to, sort of halfway through our dueling session, I started to slow down my attacks and just time it a little bit better. And then the wins came to me. No, not the wins. I did get some wins, but the fights just got really close, like down to the wire. But it just seemed like he kept winning, even though we were both at like 5% of our health. And so he went to leave, and he beat me, and I was like, I just need one more fight. There's one more fight. So I just paced myself, slowed down my attacks so that metronome wasn't, my light attacks were like more dum boom, not boom boom. So I wasn't opening myself up to get stunned. And you can see here, compared to the last fight, I'm dodging his stuns so much more better. So this is what a lot of the fights were like, as I mentioned, but he would always clinch it in the last second. I think because I get a little bit nervous when I can see the win on the horizon, but this time I was calm as a robot. I was keeping my attacks slow, do a good, I stayed in the maelstrom there. That's a really important thing to learn. This is what I got taught by Trippy. It's good to fight in the maelstrom and just know when to dodge when the burst goes off, so that way you can keep attacking them and you don't have to try to get out of it. So this was kind of dumb because I run myself out of stamina, so I could have probably been killed there, but I managed to get it with the Path of Destiny. So here's a good example of my stun combo and also fighting in the maelstrom. So he manages to catch me in the stun, but then I managed to catch him in the stun straight afterward. So I do my Maelstrom, then I hit him with a light attack, and then I throw the gravity well on him. I charge at him to get a little bit of extra damage, and then I fight in the gravity well and then just dodge when it does damage to me and he gets killed by my Maelstrom. Then I was fighting Bamskid. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Something along those lines. And you can see that my, even though we had pretty even fights, I'd say we were winning and losing about 50-50 between us. But even though I lose this fight, you can see that my attack rate's a lot more slowed down and I'm dodging much better. So I don't really mind losing when that's the case. Like if I'm fighting well and I'm dodging all their stuns and stuff, I'm pretty happy with that. But here I managed to catch him with the stun, so I go through that combo I was telling you about, chuck him in a Maelstrom. Now he tries to get out, but I carry on fighting because I'm confident in the Maelstrom and then I get the kill. So it just shows you the advantage of being fighting Maelstrom. So same again here, I feel like I'm fighting quite well and I'm dodging, so overall I was pretty happy with my attacks. We're like mirroring each other's attacks here. This was against Bixie, who I'd never beaten before. He's just really mechanically sound, this guy, so he's really hard to beat. And so in this dueling session he won, you know, easy 9 out of 10 fights, if not more. But again, I'm okay when with losing, as long as I'm fighting well. And so yeah, I can see that I'm landing my attacks, pacing them really well. So I get him quite low here, but yeah, this is the first time I actually managed to beat him, but he certainly puts me through my paces. He will definitely try to run and then try to catch you in the stun like he just did to me there. And so there he evens the fight up a lot more. And you can see I'm kind of getting a bit panicked and rushing through my attacks, but I actually managed to stun him. I should have just finished him off there, but I don't. But I actually managed to get him here with Path of Destiny. So first time I'd beaten him, I beat him a couple more times, but like I said, he definitely beat me probably more than 9 times out of 10 in that dueling session. But I'm happy because I've never beaten him before, so yay. And speaking of big giants, I also had a good dueling session with Trippy, who I once again lost over 9 out of 10 of my fights with. I was actually saying to him that I should measure how good I'm getting by how many times I win against him versus lose. So, you know, if I'm winning 1 in 15, that's an improvement from 1 in 20, because that's how good he is. But, you know, I really like Trippy's style. He's like hyper aggressive. He's like the Mike Tyson of duelers, and I really kind of want to emulate that a little bit because he just doesn't give you any breathing room, and he just stays on top of you the whole time. So he's just one of the most aggressive people I've come across in terms of dueling, and I kind of like it. But, you know, he kicks my ass. But surprisingly, you can hear me straight at the end of that. But surprisingly, at the end of our dueling session, I actually managed to win 2 in a row against him, which, you know, is a first for me. And to be fair, like, even though I am losing to him far more than I'm winning, I am winning more against him than I was, if that makes sense. And it's the same with, and I think that's true with Blixie too, like, he was beating me way more than I was beating him, like, way more. But at least I'm beating him now, which I couldn't do before. So, yeah, so I think I've got my basics right. I'm hitting a lot more calmly. I'm pacing myself in those hits, so I'm able to dodge a lot better. And yeah, just generally getting those basic mechanics down. I think they're coming right now, so I can start trying to kind of work on things like combos and more kind of like second level dueling tactics that I couldn't do before because I kept getting stunned. So obviously he's really low health here, so he's trying to sort of catch me out. But I'm a little bit more aware to that rat-like behavior. This is very unusual for like, Trippy though, because he's usually hyper-aggressive, but I managed to get him. Then the next whale was OG Hype Master, who if you actually saw in one of my previous videos, I absolutely got dominated by him. And I didn't win one fight. And so we came to duel again. And again, like, even though I lost this one, I'm just fighting better. Like, my mechanics are better. I'm fighting a lot more calmly. I'm getting my attacks off. So I'm sort of more okay with losing because it's not as frustrating. And the fights were just a lot closer with him. Whereas before he was just beating me and still had 90% of his health left. So that felt good. So this gets close, but I get a bit nervous because I'm getting him, you know, close to being killed. And then he kind of finishes me off. Yeah, I've got to get better at this where people kind of like kite me and I just try to rush in to kill them, and then I get caught by stuns, and then I end up getting finished off. So this is becoming a bit of a pattern that I need to focus on. But in the next fight, I managed to actually kill him, which is epic. So yeah, duels have been going really, really, really well. So yeah, see that I run myself out of stamina there. I do the stun to try to make him back off so he can't stun me. So I've noticed I've got to be really careful getting my main attacks off, because it's when you do the main attacks that you open out yourself up for stuns. But I managed to get a grab well on him and then a maelstrom, and he goes for that stun there, but I'm ready for it, so I dodge it, and then I managed to catch him in another stun and finish him off. So yeah, duels have been going really well. Yeah, so I feel like there's been a considerable increase in my ability to duels. I feel that's really reflecting in OPR too. So here's sort of a good example where I'm like the only person out there. I'm getting shot at by everyone. I'm fighting all their melee. Granted, I have got a lot of heals keeping me up, but still, they're not enough to keep me up unless I'm playing well. You know, I've got to be able to dodge a lot of their attacks, get them in stuns. So I'm just noticing that when I'm coming into the situations like this, because I've been dueling, my eye on the fight is just a lot better, and so my survivability has increased quite considerably in these sorts of fights as well, just because I've got the mechanics down. So yeah, that's been really, really cool. Like I said, I've joined a new guild, so I'm hoping to have some war content out, and I'll try to put a few more OPRs out. I'm trying to do OPRs when I don't have healers, and so because I want to show how well you can do without a healer, because, you know, I don't know if it's like that cool showing OPRs when you've got a pocket healer. So yeah, anyway, I'll finish this off, and I'll see you all next time.